The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome everyone to the second of our webinars entitled Agnes Water Adventures Through Time. The webinar is about a project we're putting together. It's about recording the history of an area. It'll be a chronicle style and it is a web collection. The website is going to celebrate the area that I'm living in, a special part of the Discovery Coast in Queensland. You'll see the topics I'm covering in the webinar on your screen, and as you're looking through that, I'll just go through a few housekeeping things. If you're not used to webinars, or is this your very first webinar, welcome. Glad you could make it along. If you look at your screen, you'll see there is a chat box with a type messages here message underneath it. If you have any question at all about the project, about how we're going about it, how you can be involved, if you type those questions in there, then I'll receive them and reply to them either during the session, if I have a moment, or after the session. I'll either reply to you if I've got your details, or I'll post relevant information up on the website or the Facebook page. This webinar is the second part of a 6-stage process that I've identified I need to get the project going. The third stage is a major presentation to the Discovery Coast Tourism and Commerce, that's the DCTC group, to their June meeting on the 20th of this month, June, at the Agnes Water Tavern. You'll find details about the meeting on the dctc.com.au website. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge and thank Diana Lancaster, the author of The Discovery, Modern Bards at the Birthplace of Queensland. She's very kindly given me permission to use excerpts from her book for the site. It's a very generous offer and it's one I greatly appreciate. I'd also like to mention Donna, a local graphic artist from Space Frogs, and Robert, an experienced local businessman who are on board donating their time and expertise to the project. Their input will be invaluable and has already proven to be so. If you see any web addresses and you don't quite get them down, don't worry, I've got a slide at the end of the presentation with all the essential addresses on it, and it'll be there for long enough for you to get the addresses down. If you haven't got a pen and paper with you, if you're watching on an iPhone, don't worry, a copy of this webinar will be posted on YouTube with links from the Facebook page, Agnes Water Adventures Through Time. Now, I can't start without giving you a little bit of information about myself. In 2010, I transitioned very quickly from a hectic, active, full-time career to a relaxed and very part-time proprietor of Jennifer Ryan Consultancy Service. A full profile is available from our tutoring site, boosttutoring.com.au, or the Facebook site with the same name. The change has been wonderful. It's let me engage with my creative side and my love of history, both of which were inherited from my father's side of the family. My grandfather was an artist with a shop in Little Collins Street, Melbourne, before he headed to the goldfields of Kalgoorlie, and an uncle who is a historian. It is with their spirit of adventure that I have embarked on this process. And I often find myself recalling a quote from Frank Crowley, who is also a historian. The quote is, "The prize of all history is the understanding of modern times." And that really does sum up what I'm hoping to do, to share, so that future times, future people from other places can understand our life and how we live it. The big goal. My motivation is literally the desire to document history, document the changes taking place in my part of the Discovery Coast. Change is happening fast, especially in this part, and it is unpredictable. So the more we do to record what is here today, this moment, the richer the experiences of the future will be. That's my belief. So the crucial element in this setting is, in setting and attaining these goals, is helping future generations get a real picture of the life we're living. Not the TV type reality picture, not the Facebook, the Twitter or the Flickr type picture, but a rich picture. History from a new perspective. History from a whole community about their place. It's a record over time of the people, the places and the events that evoke emotions, regardless of if they are a short-term, quick emotion, instant memory, or they're a long-term where they have an impact over weeks or even years. For me, being involved in the community is the difference between waking up ready to pound the pavement, or the keyboard in my case, and lazing around all day. It can be great, but lazing around all day does leave you a bit flat after a while. At least that's what I found. So I figured out what I want to do, and now I'd like to get your support and involvement to make it happen. Not very many people have asked me the question straight out, why bother? But many of their faces have posed that question. And I have to say it has been a really long-term dream of mine to do this type of thing. I blame it on my uncle. But keeping memories alive, turning those memories into relationship with a place, maybe even awakening that feeling of euphoria about the place where we live. That's what I'm looking for, and that's why I'm bothering. So, what is it going to be? This wonderful historical record, this new history book, this thing that will allow us to build a relationship with our place. Well, it's really just a website, an interactive website. It's about localities, and it will hold information. If you don't see your locality listed and you'd like to be involved, not a problem. Contact me and we can see what we can do. At this stage, the only criteria I've got is that there must be a direct link to the Agnes water section of the Discovery Coast. Now, the website will be full of news and information, artistic and creative aspects of the people who have and who still do live or reside in the area. It's about the leisure and the learning in the area, and about the lifestyle of the people who are there, from Workman's Beach to 1770 Sunrise. It doesn't matter. Everything is valuable. Everything is part of our community. If you're on a boat sailing, or if you're on the edge of the ocean hoping to catch a fish as it sneaks by, all part of our world, all part of our picture, all part of what I'm hoping to capture. So this is the map that I've downloaded from Google that shows the area that I think I'm looking at the moment. So if you've got maps from the early days, maybe a property map from when your grandfather, grandmother, uncle, aunt first purchased their land here. Maybe images of the first roads being graded. Caravans camping down by the river. Any of those things that you can build into a story across generations. People and animals on the land. The built environment. Doesn't matter whether it's good, bad or ugly. That's the sort of thing that I want to be able to show on the site over time, so that not only do we know our place better, but the rest of the world can as well. Okay, so what's going to be included? How am I going to get that interactivity that I'm after? Blogs are going to be important. So they will show the latest information that's been updated. And there will be sections for visitors to upload. But everything will be vetted. It's not like Facebook where you choose to put it up. You upload it, I'll be doing the validating, and then I'll post it. I'm building an app, so we have GPS links to images taken to plot, I'm hoping, things like where the animals are visible, where the caravan parks are at the moment, where the shops are, how many cars come into town, any of those sorts of things. I want to be able to plot and turn into data. And of course the family histories shared across generations. There will be highlighted content, sections called Did You Know?, Eyewitness Accounts, Risk and Reward, and just plain damn good. So any of those, anything you've got that you think goes under one of those headings, I would be more than happy. In fact, I'd be ecstatic to receive some early so that I can start the website with a real impact. So what's going to be included? Okay, digital flipbook. So it's not going to be a gallery of pictures, but if we can get a picture of your family standing at your front gate over 10 or 15 years with different generations, we can make that sort of flipbook. I used to create out of the corner of my dictionary with my little stick men running and jumping and falling over. Going to have links to other relevant sites. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, so I won't be producing anything new about James Cook or Joseph Banks, but we will definitely be having access to excellent sites about other people linked to our area. There will be records of events, surf competitions, festivals, triathlons. There'll be scenery, of course, and there'll be timelines so we can see who was doing what, when did things change. What I'm really looking forward to is seeing the amount of local paraphernalia that comes in. I would love an image of every T-shirt from the first surf competition to the 2012 one, so that I can make a little flipbook out of it. Have a look at how those T-shirts have changed over time. And there will be something extra. I do come out of an education background, and I really do think it is just in my blood. I can't get away from it. But I see this site as a perfect opportunity to be linked directly to the national curriculum subjects of history and English. I've got subject resources I'm already creating, and some will be available as soon as the site is live. If you're from a school or you've got links to a school and you wish to visit the area, you can contact me for camp and curriculum support, as well as just general information. If you need to present information to your principal or your parents' community, you can have a look on my Boost tutoring site. The web address is there for a fuller profile, or contact me and I'll happily provide you with more details. I'll just give you another moment to get that web address down, but it's boost-tutoring.com.au. So, in summary, I'm looking to create a simple site that's easy to navigate. It won't look like a photo gallery, but it will have text, and the text will be easy to read, probably with audio links, graphics from a variety of sources, alongside photographs from locals. There may be some glitz and glamour, some flash, some animations, but they won't be a priority. They can have a really positive impact on a user's experience, but they can also make the user click off straight away. I'm not one who waits around. So we'll have podcasts. But the most important thing is imaginative, attractive design that is simple and a well-organized site. So, how to make it happen? There are advantages to doing a historical site like this. Anyone, anywhere in the world can access it. They can access it in a bus, on the beach, coffee shop, or at home. Doesn't matter. I can update it instantly. I get some data in, or if I do some research and I find something interesting, then it's up live the moment I decide that we need it there. I think the site will have a relevance to a very wide audience. Getting the complete picture of a community is something I've not seen anywhere else on the world, on the web. So I think it will be very relevant. We've got so many parts to our community. If we just take the natural landscape, we've got salt water, we've got fresh water, we've got native bush, we've got some rainforest, subtropical rainforest areas, we've got koalas close by, we've got plenty of other natural land animals, and we've got some development happening, hopefully not too much, so we can actually be able to see how we manage the change from a small tourism town over the next 5 or 10 years. And hopefully, if we get it right, we will be able to quickly create a buzz about this new history book that we're creating. But the challenges will be substantial. Size of the data that's coming in and the cost of hosting it and preparing it will be significant. Keeping that response time quick is another challenge. If the site is available 24/7, then some people will be expecting responses in that same time frame. And if I'm going to be validating data, then that could cause a problem in the future. I'm just going to have to play that one by ear and see what else I need to do. But it's about connecting with people, and anything that stops that connection is something that I'll be looking to address. Okay, content is essential, and that's where I'll be doing lots of research. As I said, I've already started and found some great stuff, but unique, relevant, current and varied content, I'll need some help from the community, and I'll tell you how you can help me later on. Digital tools are best. It's not going to be computer-based, because that's not the digital tool that most people use. Most people, and Australia is a big uptake on mobile phones, have someone in the family who accesses their data, does their research using a phone. And relevance. If we're going to build the community consciousness, if we're going to have an accurate documentation of history in the area, then we need relevant information. It needs to be broadly based, and it needs to cover all aspects of the community. This is the timeline that I've been working from. The Facebook page went live in May. June is my initial stage of webinar presentations and physical presentations. I'll be doing more of those, and as I said, I'm hoping to do at least a monthly webinar keeping people up to date. I'm working on the website at the moment, looking at the design very closely, making sure we get it right, and that should be completed at an introductory stage by August of this year. So it'll go live sometime in August. I'll be working with the community, looking at getting involvement all the way through till October. And by October, we should have some community links on the site, some information, some history. And by December, looking to have the website in a complete stage with those education resources up there just in time to let me contact the schools, let them know that it's there in time for the new year. So when they're reviewing their programs at the start of the year, they might be able to slot a camp down to Agnes Water 1770 into this year or maybe the next. Now, how can you assist? I'm thinking of 3 ways initially. I need images. So it doesn't matter whether it's a digital or a print version. Anything relevant to Agnes Water and the surrounds will help me get the project up and running straight away. If you've got maps of the area, even if it's a single map that someone in your family was presented with or located when they purchased a block of land, then that's an essential part of the community information. And family histories. Doesn't matter whether you've got 2 sentences about a picture or 2 paragraphs about what your grandparents went through when they lived here. If you've got a letter describing the area to or from anyone in your family, they are the sorts of things that will be invaluable to have on the site. They'll give an insight into who the people were who moved here initially, why we stayed on, what joy do we get out of the place, and what parts of our space are magic to us. So you can contact me for more information about that on 49747810, and that's in Queensland, or email me at jennie@jrcs.com.au. So I've already had some queries about this. One of them was from the Gladstone Observer. So we should be seeing an article in the paper, in the Gladstone Observer, the next few days about the project. And I'm hoping I get some calls and maybe even some products from people who've seen that story as well. Now, long term, I'm going to need support to keep it happening. So if you've liked what you've heard and you'd like to be a fan, then simply recommend or share the information that you've heard tonight. I'll be really happy if you do that. If you'd like to go a step further and become a supporter, then become a friend on Facebook and post comments and information. If you'd like to be a contributor to the site, then email me the content, pics, text, or any other factual information for inclusion on the site. The best way you can help me, if it's possible, is to become a sponsor. So call me if you think that's something that you might like to do or you think is possible. Now, here's our contacts page. The more likes we get, I'll be able to get a shorter Facebook address. But at the moment, it's Agnes Adventures Through Time in and around Agnes Water. I've got a Twitter, JENIEJO, Twitter account that I'm using to post information. And from August the 1st, I'm very optimistic there, it's Agnes Water Adventures, all one word, .com.au, the website we're putting together for the site. So thank you very much for dropping in tonight, listening to what I've had to say. Please contact me. I would really look forward to hearing from you about the site, whether you can contribute anything or not. There are a couple of questions that I haven't answered yet, so if you people can look for those on the Facebook site, I'll put them up in the next couple of days. And if the recording has worked, I'll be posting information about where you can find the recording. But for now, thanks again and goodbye.